Good morning. Welcome to my office. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Emily and I own a contracting business in northern Utah. So today what I'm working on, it's 4:49 a.m. Mountain Time. We have 2 overdue invoices that are overdue by 70, I'm looking at my spreadsheet, 72 days. Let's see, 72 days, and then the other one is 75 days overdue. This was a assisted living home that we changed a condenser out on the roof, which goes towards one of their freezers or refrigerators that holds the food for the residents in the kitchen over there. And the other thing we did was just random repairs and service up on the roof on their units or whatever. The original invoice total for the random HVAC repairs we did on multiple units was $2,304, and the original amount for the condenser swap out we did was $7,491.45. I have a spreadsheet that automatically adds all of the fees for being late in accordance with our terms of service. So you can find our terms of service on our website, but basically there's a $75 late fee. That happens the first 5 days, after the first 5 days. So we do the work and then we count 5 days, okay, because we are cash on demand. Money is due at the time of service. Payment is due at the time of service. So we finish the work and then we count 5 days, and then you get a $75 late fee, which is totally reasonable in our state and for the line of work. The next thing that happens between day 5 and day 30, you get interest at 18% APR. So it's like a very small percent each day, but it's daily compounding interest, which turns out to be $111.63. And the next thing that happens is we have a 60-day interest, which is interest from day 31 to 60. And that's 28% APR daily compounding. So the fee on the invoice for the $7,000 invoice is $176.94. The next thing that happens is on day 61, we try our very best to collect this, and that includes printing out the preliminary notice. Yes, I file a pre-lien on everything. Every week we file pre-liens on whatever job didn't pay from last week, even if it's just like a $50 diagnostic. If we did it last week and it's not paid this week, it gets a pre-lien, period, which is a preliminary notice of intent to file a mechanic's lien. So we will print out the preliminary notice QR code and go tape it on the door, and then I get a folder together with the invoice, our terms of service, and a demand for payment template, and I fill out the template right there in front of them. It says this is for name of your business in the amount of whatever, service was rendered on this day, blah blah blah, total amount is blah blah blah. And then on the terms of service I highlight all the bad stuff that will happen if they don't pay, basically, which can include repossession of our equipment, because our terms of service say that we own it until it's paid for, and then or disconnection of service, so we can go on the roof and disconnect the unit and disable it so that it doesn't work, and basically take back our service from them. So I went and delivered that already, I think Monday, a couple days ago. And so now they've had enough time to pay. Usually when I drop off those folders, I'll get a check either overnight mailed to me and it's like on the front porch. UPS is like, make me sign for it, overnight check. Or they'll wire it or call me to do a card. But I haven't heard anything, and I talked directly to the director of the living facility. And I was like, hey, we've been in contact with these 3 people over email and phone call over the last couple weeks. Are these the correct people we should be talking to get payment? She was like, yep, those are the right people. Like, everything is good. And yeah, so I haven't seen payment. So what we do next is we have to add an administrative fee of $275, and this covers all of the hours of time that my employees and I have spent collecting on their account, like going and updating the invoice, calling them multiple times, driving over there, printing out the paper, sending certified mail, like all of these different things. It covers like the pre-lien, everything. So, which is only $1.27. You should be filing pre-liens on everything if you're not already. So we add $275, and then the real thing that kind of sucks is I'm gonna send it to my collections guy. He's a third party. He's just like a guy that does it, and he charges 30% of the invoice. And so my spreadsheet here calculates 30%, which on this 7,491 invoice, it totals up all the fees and interest and then adds the 30%. And so it would be $2,356.51 that my collections guy will get paid to collect this for me. And I add that as a line item on there. And I put in the line item, like, I cannot remove this fee. This is the fee I have to pay to the collections person. Sorry, I can't help you. I feel like in this day and age, you should be able to pay the things that you agree to within 30 days. With technology and how quickly we can communicate. So, that is your little journal entry for today. This is a new channel I'm doing. I'm basically just gonna film quick little videos like this throughout the day as like a Contractor Diaries type of thing. I think that this content will really help people, because when I started contracting, I didn't know any of this. I got out of the Air Force and was like, let me figure out how to make some money, and put my husband in an HVAC van and start selling HVAC. And I was so naive. I just thought, like, yeah, we'll do HVAC and people will pay us. And no, that's not what's happening. We're doing HVAC and it's like a lot of people are not paying us. So we have fixed a lot of our processes now. We have contracts, and we collect a card on file or ACH on file and collect deposits, and we don't start jobs until we have deposits, etc. I don't know why this $7,000 job was started without a deposit. Like, this was recent. This was in the last 70 days. And I think we already had a policy in place that we're supposed to collect deposits before we start jobs like this. So I don't know why this happened. Yeah, when you have employees, it's hard to enforce the standards and the rules. Like, I tell them all the time, don't start jobs until you have deposits. And it's like, I can't micromanage every single job because we do so many jobs a day that I'm working on sales and marketing and stuff. So like stuff like this slips through the cracks. And unfortunately, like, the guy that we originally got contracted by, the like property manager or whatever, he doesn't work there anymore. And there's a new guy, and unfortunately he has to pick up the mess, and the director probably had no idea this was happening. And now she's getting hit with like thousands of dollars in fees. But like, I have to cover my costs of being her bank, because now I paid I don't know, like $3,000 or $4,000 for the equipment, and I've paid thousands of dollars for my guys to go out there and do the work, and I haven't recovered any of that money back and made any profit or anything. And with inflation and like everything, the money is now less valuable if I get it late as opposed to if I would have gotten it like the day that we finished the job. So yeah, so we have to do it like this. And so if you're a contractor that is struggling with customers that are not paying, yeah, I can help you out if you just take my advice on these videos. I created an automatic system 2 days ago that will automatically send reminders to my team to check the spreadsheet to update the fees at certain times, because at 30 days we add the fee, and then at 60 days we add the interest, or the fee and the interest and the whatever. And then at 61 days, we prepare the invoice for collections, and we say, hey, this is your last chance. This is what it's going to look like before we send it to collections. I'm sending it on day 62, which is tomorrow. So you have 24 hours to pay this. And if you pay it within 24 hours, I can take this 30% fee off, but I can't take the others off. So that's what we do. This one is more than 62 days, so I'm just sending it to collections. I already delivered her an invoice that didn't have the 30% on there. It was like $3,000 cheaper when I delivered her the invoice a couple days ago. So they're gonna just have to deal with that for not paying their bills. We've given them plenty of notice: emails, phone calls, text messages, like visiting them on site, etc. So there's your little video for today. I'll make another video later.